It's a nice stormy night here in Colorado. Figured out for a quick stroll, so I would make a video on a topic that I think is pretty interesting actually. And that is the topic of what kind of music is best for maximizing performance in the gym. And I think a lot of people know the short answer to this is that it's relative. But they actually did a study, two groups of athletes pretty much, and they had them perform, bench press 1 rep maxes, and basically the treatment of the test was that each group was assigned a certain type of music to listen to, and then they tested their 1 rep maxes and compared them basically in how much each group improved on their previous 1 rep max. Now, obviously, there is some flaws with the study design, and it wasn't like huge samples either. It was only like 4 people per group, I think, maybe. But it was interesting what they found was that the group that listened to what was described as more calming music actually did quite a bit better than the group that listened to like really intense, upbeat, like cacophonic music. That group actually did worse, statistically. So am I saying that you should go into the gym and listen to like Tony Braxton? Baby, let me count the way. As opposed to Slayer? Probably not. But I think there is something to be said for people that lift with a calm demeanor versus the people that get very animated and they're like, look like they're trying to go Super Saiyan or something before they lift. If you ask me, I think that's a waste of energy. Like, why aren't you taking that out on the bar? Why are you, putting on a prima donna show before you even lift the weight, trying to get all psyched up? Like, just go lift the damn weight. I mean, if you put any of that energy into lifting the weight, you'd probably add 20 pounds to your PR. See, because the thing is, there are very successful lifters who look like they're just about to have a picnic when they walk up to the bar. Like, they're just calm and relaxed. They don't look mad or anything like that. And I think this is like a common misconception with like people that lift a lot of weight. Like, there's like this idea that they just have to be like, full of rage and hate and things that just make you want to fucking punch somebody. Why is that associated with weightlifting? Because there are people that probably think very positive thoughts before they go in for a lift. Like, it doesn't have to be all this negative energy and about how, your girlfriend fucked your best friend and whatever, terrible thoughts might come to your mind. George Lehman, who is a very prolific power lifter.
Get up, you fucking whore!
He has gone on record and saying several times that he thinks about his dead younger brother when he prepares for like a max lift.
I used to think about my little brother and stuff. I still often do.
Yeah.
I think to myself, would you be able to get this rep, if you get this set, this weight for him, if you could get him back by doing it?
But then there's people like Jesse Norris, who's a pretty good example of being like a calm lifter.
What this is about! Number 1! Head back!
And he's very cool and collected when he's lifting, but he just lifts absurd amounts of weight for his size. And he seriously just looks like he's just so relaxed when he's doing it. Like he's just focused and in the zone. I think there's a lot to be said for that. I really think that I think powerlifting has this kind of, and bodybuilding too, I think it just has this kind of attachment to the idea that if you want to lift a lot of weight, you have to be angry and furious and full of negative rage that you just want to take out on the world. And I think that's a load of shit, to be honest. Because there's actually been studies on this, and they've shown that in sports psychology, that it's more beneficial to just basically walk yourself through what's going to happen before it actually happens. So essentially, just imagine yourself, lifting the weight over and over again, and the technique that you're going to go through to do it, that will be more beneficial, I guarantee you, towards, reaching PRs than thinking about your dead mother or whatever it is. If your mother's dead, I'm sorry. So I guess that was, again, a little bit of an extemporaneous rant on something that was somewhat tied to the main topic of music choice. The idea that you have to listen to death metal and very intense rock music to be strong and lift heavy amounts of weight is pretty much bogus. There's really no basis for that. So yeah, if you think it makes you more hardcore because you're screaming and yelling obscenities,
Go! Get ready, motherfucker!
and stomping around before you go for a lift, if you think that makes you hardcore, honestly, you were the definition of a meathead, and you're kind of the problem. Alright, that's a little mean, but you are a meathead, and you're definitely a jackass if you do that, especially if you can't lift the weight. Then it's Jesus, dude, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, you don't have to go into there screaming about how you're gonna kill somebody because you're just lifting weights. That's what it is at the end of the day. You're moving a bar against gravity. There are many other things I would get angry about than that. And like I said, the idea that you have to do that to lift heavy weights and be a successful power lifter is bullshit.
This is doo-doo, baby!
So we're gonna wrap it up with that. Yeah, really the only thing you can do is just go into the gym and try different ways. Try getting angry before you try to go for a PR, and then try it the other way next time and see what happens. But I think a lot of people will be surprised. Because frankly, like I said, I think a lot of people just assume you have to be angry and listening to death metal to hit some PRs and lift a lot of weight, but that's just bogus. And science would even contradict it. So anyways, until next time, guys, keep progressing.